Hello, this is MrChabry. Last time we took on the Nakreen Gym, you might have noticed I've changed my little team image. I don't have a Boldor yet, but I'm presuming that I'm going to have one at the end of this episode, so I went ahead and put it on the display. If we check our team, we can see Celery got knocked out. Avocado is still asleep. I think I'm going to try to get a little bit more experience on Celery if we step out of where we just completed our gym battle. We're going to see Team Plazma down here taking the dragon skull and quote-unquote liberating it. So they're here cheering. There's a puff of smoke, and hey, the skull is gone. Now, I don't think they actually outright say Dragonite, but it's obvious that that's a Dragonite. And we have to go after them. But remember, keep this thing in mind, because that looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? Huh. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and chase down Team Plazma. And Lenora pretty much deduces that they're out here. She might not really know which direction they went, but this is Berg. He's going to be our next gym challenge. One thing about Black and White that I do like is that the gym leaders aren't static. Like, they're not just sitting in the gym the whole time. Some of them actually go out and interact in the open world. So Bianca and Sharon finally show up. It's been a while since we've seen them. We actually saw them when we first came into this town, so I don't know where they were. She's going to go that way, I guess, thinking that they went that way. But obviously they went this direction where Berg is going. And the dowsing machine, you can use that to find items in the overworld. Alright, so Sharon's going to check out the museum. He's way behind. Bianca's going to follow him. She's way behind. Let's go and chase this way. Now, if you did not battle any of these trainers, you could do that now if you wanted to. I might actually go south a little bit and try to finish up some of the trainers that are down there, just for the experience. I'm going to go ahead and use Repel. And give this charcoal to Jalapeno. Because I don't need that Chesto Berry anymore. But, like I said, heal up here. You don't have to go all the way back anymore. That's the good thing about getting this taken care of early on. And unfortunately, our Repel did not prevent this Timpole from attacking us. Because Celery is out there. And Celery still is pretty low leveled. I am disappointed in how low level that this thing is. But I should gain a level by defeating this Timpole. And if you're wanting a water type now that you don't have Oshawott, you could use Timpole. I do have another water type in mind for me to use. And with this playthrough, I've got my whole team mapped out on when I want to catch them, where I want to catch them. So soon we will have a water type. Not this episode, not the next episode, but eventually we'll get that nice water type. Alright, Celery, level 14. And I'm hoping that actually helps us out with that Repel. But, like I said, you go down this way. We've already battled this guy. And if you go this direction, you can find yourself a super potion. I believe that grass there is some of that darker grass that you can get double battles in. You hit Y on the selected item, you can put it in your special items. You see that? You just hit Y and it takes you right there. We'll go ahead and battle this guy who's just chilling out here. Not really contributing much. He's going to have a Venipede. Now, this is a bug poison type. Celery cannot do anything, but I do still want Celery to level up. Celery is so underleveled at this point that I'm willing for it to start off the battle and then switch it out. Now, that antidote would be really nice for this Venipede, the antidote that we got earlier. Rock Blast will be super effective against this thing. Venipede is a cool Pokemon. I actually did consider using this thing, but I think I decided not to. Just because Poison type's not the best typing. It really isn't. I have to say, Poison type is not the best. However, Bug type actually has a lot of good things that it does in this specific game. There's a lot of good Bug types. You've got Volcarona, who, of course, everyone knows that's a great Bug type. Scolopede's pretty good, and it's gotten better since they've changed its ability. So, yeah, if you've always wanted to try out a Bug type, well then, Black and White, you've got some options that are actually really great. So if you travel up here, you can see some people just running around. If you go to this rock, and you have a fighting type, you can smash the rock each day, smash it once, and gain a star piece from it. So we're going to battle this guy who's over here, who's training like a madman, as he says. So he's going to have a Timber. We've already seen this Pokemon once. It is a good Pokemon if you really want a Conkeldurr. That is a great fighting type Pokemon. And you can get it from a Timber. I do believe you have to evolve it by trading for its final form. But if you've got a friend that can do that for you, or maybe you have a second DS or 3DS, you could trade with yourself, and there you go. Now, I do like the idea of going into this thing, just so I can finish it off. You see, Celery really not having much damage output, and Timber does have some decent defense. And a Rock Throw, which makes this thing have some options against flying types. Usually your fighting types don't have much that it can do in the face of a flying type, but this Timber, it can throw a rock at a bird. Alright, nice. Easy knockout. So we go over on this side, we fight this woman. This will be the last trainer on the outside portion of Pinwheel Forest. And Pinwheel Forest is actually a decently sized location. Alright, Celery, come on out. Switch out, I mean, Jalapeno is what I need out here. Jalapeno is going to be probably the MVP for a big chunk of this game. Get some arm thrust in. And we only get 2 hits, which are unfortunate. But I think from this range, Flame Charge might have a chance to knock this thing out. And there we go. Nice. Alright, and with that, we can just head back this way. Now, there is an item that you can grab on your way back to the main portion of Pinwheel Forest. If you head up here, our Repel is going to wear off. I will use that Repel once again. Now, the star piece we got earlier, you can actually use that to sell and get quite a bit of money. Alright, so for this, I would like to put Avocado up front. Just because Celery won't really be doing much in this whole entire forest. So, unfortunately, it's going to fall behind a little bit more. But you can see there's 2 paths here. And Berg is going to take the short path. This path that, if you go through, it just gets you through it really quick. There's some trainers to battle here, and I want to go ahead and battle some of these trainers. Because most of our battling in this whole episode is going to be in the other portion of the forest. Muna is up here. Shouldn't be too much of a threat. Specifically for Muna, I think Celery can deal with that. We have Thief, which will help us out. Imprison, not really a threat. We don't have any moves that are shared. I'm 100% certain we don't. Yeah, Psybeam, not much of a thing. Wow, that actually did a lot of damage. I'm going to go back into Avocado. I just wanted a little bit of experience on Celery. If this thing's at level 15, that's fine with me. Oh my gosh. Psybeam's one of those moves that I believe do variable damage. I think that's the move that does variable damage. That's so much. Why is it doing so much? Does it normally do that much damage? Alright, Celery will finish this off. We are faster. Oh, that Muna was actually a threat. I'm not gonna lie. That Muna was actually a threat. Alright, so let's go heal up. Surprised we need to heal up so soon. Now, if it wasn't for trying to heal up Celery, or level up Celery, we would have been fine there. As you can see, there's a few more trainers up here. We'll go ahead and battle this lady. And once we finish up battling the trainers on the short path, we can dive into the deeper portions of the forest. Now, we should have an easier time here, because we've got Rock Blast. Oh, right. Look at that. Huge damage. Huge damage output. And Woobat again. And Rock Blast. Assurance, not that much of a threat. It does such little damage. I'm not even worried about it. And there we go. Nice. And another Woobat. Now, Heart Stamp is an interesting move. I believe it's a Psychic type move. And it's a signature move of Woobat. And you see that little heart shape on its face? That is its snout. It just smacks its snout on someone. And that's its attack. Heart Stamp. Smack the snout. Alright. I believe... Don't think this person battles. No, that person doesn't battle. If you go this way, you can't actually continue because you're missing some much needed stuff. And you can see Berg preventing anyone from going that way. Now this girl will battle you. The hiker up there, he will not battle you. But this girl will. So we'll go ahead and battle her. Millie has a Pidove and a Purloin. Alright, so Rock Blast. Why would I not click Rock Blast? Quick Attack does really little, but we miss. That's unfortunate. That is highly unfortunate. How do we miss twice? I believe it's 85 accuracy, so the fact that we missed twice, when earlier we saw a move with 60 accuracy hit twice. Alright, Purloin. Not much of a threat. We just Rock Blast. Pursuit does more damage if you try to switch out. So say I had second thoughts about staying in with Avocado and I tried to switch out. I would have lost Avocado. And we see Fairy Swipes miss, which are nice. That's nice that that happened. Alright. So now, let's go back heal up. Now that we've finished up the trainers on the short path. And we can continue on the longer path now. And the longer path is where Team Plazma is actually hiding out. For that, I would like to actually put Jalapeno next to Avocado, because there's going to be a double battle. Alright, so here we go. These two twins will challenge us to a double battle. And they will have Sewaddle and Venipede. Sewaddle is a Pokemon that we haven't came across yet. And it's one that you can actually catch in this forest. It's a grass bug type. So actually they don't have the Venipede. Venipede is a Pokemon you can catch in here though. But Sewaddle, not much of a threat. Being bug grass really makes it super weak to fire type or flying type moves, which are very common. You can also find Lilligant and Whimsicott depending on your version. And if you're wanting the other version, just catch the one that you find in your version, and you can trade it in Nacrene City. Petalil will be found in black version, and Cottony in white, I believe. I believe that is the breakdown. You can also find Tranquil, which is the evolved form of Pidove. That's there if you want it. I'm going to actually use Celery for this battle. This guy will have a Sandile. Sandile is a ground dark type. So, of course, Jalapeno would be fine against it, but I really want to get some experience with Celery, because Celery is going to fall way behind. If I don't at least get some sort of experience on it. Intimidate, annoying, but we do have Vine Whip. And I'm hoping Vine Whip connects, because Sand Attack's really bad. Now, one of the things that you can find in here is you can find the elemental monkeys. So, I've got Pansage already. You should have one of the three. But you can find the other two in this forest as well. Now, honestly, I would probably not get any of the other ones. I've only got Celery here for type effectiveness reasons. But to be quite honest, none of them are actually that great Pokemon. You can see Celery, super effective damage on this Sandile, and it still struggles. So eventually I will switch Celery out. I already know which Pokemon I plan to replace it with. But I'm going to go ahead and put Jalapeno back on top. Avocado's not quite to where it will evolve, and I'm hoping that it still does this episode. But I think for the most part, Jalapeno is going to be the best option in this whole forest. Now, here's that Cottony I talked about. Cottony is in black version, and I had it backwards. But Cottony is a decent Pokemon. My only issue is that I've already got a grass type. And there's another Pokemon that I would rather have that I think is better than, you know, me just using a grass type. Now, if we go over here, we're going to find this Team Plazma Grunt. And we'll go ahead and battle him. Or her. This one has a Purloin, which will be easy for us to take out. Arm thrust away. So, yeah, she only has a Purloin. Purloin goes down. There is a Pokemon Ranger that we're going to come across. Pokemon Rangers are interesting because I believe they will actually re-challenge you. You fight them once and you can always come up and re-challenge them again. And they will actually give you a berry each time you knock them out. So I think that's actually useful if you find that you need specific berries, or you're stuck in a location and you've already battled all the trainers. Well, find those rangers and they will challenge you again. You can get some more experience. And we're going to go ahead and finish this thing off with an arm thrust. Alright, Jalapeno leveling up. And get some of that experience. Give me that Chestoberry. Chestoberry is great. I'm not gonna lie, that is a great berry. I'm gonna go ahead and use a potion. If I can find... Yep, I still have my super potions. Use that for Jalapeno. And there we go. So... now we're going to go left. If you see this giant rock up here on the top, that is actually a rock that will let you evolve Eevee into Leafeon. Now you see this shaking grass. There's certain Pokemon that you can find in the shaking grass. I'll show you what you can find here in the shaking grass. Like I said, the elemental monkeys. This is Pansear. You can also find Panpour and Pansage this way. I'm not interested... I just want to show you that that's an option. Now that can give you a quick water type if you're not wanting Tympole. Or if you're at this point and you're deciding, you know, you would like to have yourself a fire type. Well, of course, you know, you could use Pansear. Now I think it would be interesting to do an elemental monkey only challenge of Pokemon Black and White. But probably more interesting for me to watch, because I don't know if I'd want to play it, because these Pokemon are not that great and they are such a challenge to use. Alright, we're going to just Flame Charge. And then Timber, we're just going to Flame Charge the Timber as well. Alright, we don't quite take it out there. But we should be able to finish it off here. Bide not going to have a chance to do anything. There we go, nice. Alright, and with that, we can continue on deeper into the forest. Unfortunately, kind of stopped in my way. You look here, there's actually an item you can grab, an antidote. And you will actually get stopped here by another Pokemon Ranger. So she's only going to have one Pokemon. That's going to be Pansage. We've got a Pansage. We know how to fight Pansages. They are very easy to fight. And then we one-shot this thing. Not a threat at all. We are at level 22. So now if we, after taking this berry, which is another Chesto berry, keep in mind, great berry, we just travel north a little bit. And for this portion, we gotta go around here, and we'll be stopped by another Pokemon Ranger. Now, this one is going to have Panpour. So far we saw Pansage, Panpour. Panpour, we've got our own Pansage, so I would like to, use Celery in this battle. Water Sport, it weakens Fire-type moves. It would make more sense if there were, a Grass-type Pokemon that could use that. But really, it seems like, I think the only Pokemon that can use moves like that are Water-type Pokemon. So they're already not worried about any of that sort of, damage from Fire-type moves. Now, I think the only place that would be useful is in a double battle. Now, if this was a double battle, say you had a Grass type on your team and a Water type, it would actually make sense to use something like Water Sport. But other than that, it doesn't really make sense to do that. And this last Vine Whip should do the job. This should have been the last Vine Whip. Alright, last Vine Whip. There we go. Celery finally pulling through. And finally learning an interesting move. Leech Seed. I love Leech Seed. Thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Thief. Thief really hasn't shown itself to be that useful. I think Workup is actually shown to be more useful than Thief. We'll get a Pecha Berry, so that's for paralysis. Or poison. I think that's actually for poison. But now, if we head up here, we fight another Plazma Grunt. And this Plazma Grunt is got a Patrat. Not really a threat. We've faced so many Patrats. We've even faced off against its final form. So, get your Jalapeno out, your fighting type. Smack it down. It's not a threat. And now we go over here and Repel wore off. That's okay. I'm gonna grab this Paralyze Hill. I don't know if there's that much grass left. Alright, so this ranger has, guess what? Pansear. All three of the elemental monkeys, the rangers in this forest use those monkeys. So I'm going to actually go into Avocado for this battle. I actually think Avocado would be nice. And, we're going to get hit with a special move. It's not that much of a threat just because Pansear is so terrible with its stats. Now, Incinerate is an interesting move. I believe it actually burns away your berry if you're holding a berry. So if you happen to have a berry, well, now you don't. Alright, so easily knocked out. What we're going to do is go south. There is a TM that might actually come in handy to our south. Let's go ahead and use that repel. We'll cut around here. We grab Grass Knot. So I'm thinking Grass Knot might actually be better for our Pan Sage. I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking it might actually be better for us. I'm going to actually put Avocado up front for this specific battle. So this grunt is going to have a Patrat and a Sandile. So, like I said, Patrat, easy knockout. Sandile is the Pokemon that's more of a threat out of the two. Rock Blast away. We're going to see Bide. I'm hoping that we can finish this thing off quickly. Ooh, yeah, it's gone down. Not a threat at all. Alright, Sandile. Go ahead and switch into Celery. Honestly, Grass Knot would be way better here just because it's a special move. And that Intimidate is annoying. But I think we should be fine. Just go ahead and Vine Whip. Torment. I don't care about Torment. Actually, I do care about Torment because now I probably won't be able to Vine Whip. Nope. So I'll Leech Seed here. We get the Leech Seed. This would actually be an opportune time to use a Paralyze Heal. Maybe Celery has what it takes for that last Patrat. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let Celery here take on the last Patrat. Health back with that Leech Seed. I don't like all of the sand attacks that we've taken, but I think Celery looks like it can get some experience. Out will come that last Patrat. It looks like Boldor is not going to actually be in this episode, even though I've got it on my my image there, but that's okay. Maybe in the next episode. It's already there for it. This thing's going to use Detect, which is kind of annoying. It gets 2 Detects in a row. Really shouldn't be able to do that. I think I need my Avocado out here. Avocado really coming out to save the day for me. We'll go ahead and Rock Blast. Really, this is just more of a nuisance, this specific grunt, because Detect is so annoying as a move. And you can see how quickly that goes down. And there we go. So we get the skull back, the Dragonite skull. And we're going to see someone appear from behind us. Who could this be? Gorm, one of the sages of Team Plasma. So he's a little bit higher rank than some of the grunts that we've been fighting. So he's going to try to defeat us, but Berg shows up to back us up. And not only that, Lenora comes out. So the gym leader is showing some backbone in this game versus, you know, the other gym leaders of previous games that were kind of just MIA for the most part. So Gorm here just tells us about how Team Plasma will liberate Pokemon, bring them into freedom, yada yada yada, Team Plasma stuff. We know that they're not as benevolent as they want us to believe. And now Lenora will take the skull. She's going to give us a nice little item called a Moonstone. So if you have a Moona, well, congratulations. Now you can evolve that Moona into its final form, Musharna. However, I don't have one. But what I do have is a Miracle Seed. And that would actually go good on our Pansage. But I think this is a good place to end this episode. Next episode, we're going to travel north across a huge bridge into a huge city. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see you in the next Pokemon video.